got a call. One of my officers informed me that girl had gone missing from campus, and during the course of gathering some initial facts, found out that she had been texting using a friend's phone with, at that time, an unknown individual who she thought to be the boyfriend of another one of her friends. Believed that she was texting them throughout the day, had planned on meeting up, possibly for a little illegal activities, maybe drinking, smoking. At that point, I contacted Investigator Goble when we realized that she had in fact left campus, possibly with this individual that she had been texting with. Immediately notified Investigator Goble because I knew he had the resources and the knowledge that it was going to take to locate her.
My first thought was, this is bad. Given the totality of the circumstances that were given to me, I started believing that this may be going the route of human trafficking. Through the course of the investigation, I was able to gather his cell phone number, determined who the provider was, and was able to begin pinging his cell phone, tracking his whereabouts, and basically following him as he traveled from Greater Macon into Metro Atlanta and ultimately in the area of the airport. We traveled to the Atlanta area and started knocking on hotels. We started working with other law enforcement agents within the airport area. And going just hotel to hotel, which, as you can imagine, it's the airport. I think we visited about 30 motels in that one night alone. Once we were able to recover the young lady, which this was a couple of days later, in the course of her interview, she actually told us that she saw us while we were at one of the motels, but she was too scared to come downstairs.
She thought she would be in trouble. She didn't realize yet what was actually transpiring. Like I said earlier, she just thought she was going off to have some fun with a friend, and didn't really fully grasp her circumstances. At that point, she was more concerned about getting in trouble, going to jail. She knew who we were. She saw my car downstairs as he got out to go into the lobby to talk with people inside the hotel. And I think at one point, the suspect at that time even came down through the lobby of one of the hotels.
I was fairly certain that she has a Facebook page because she's a 15-year-old girl, and that's what they do. We didn't know exactly, what her Facebook identity was, but I began playing on Facebook and just using derivations of her name, and I was able to identify a Facebook profile that corresponded to her photo. Contacted Facebook Legal. Facebook Legal got me the IP information back, which I have a background working this type of crime to start with, but they were able to get me the IP address information back. Corresponded to a motel, Jameson Inn Motel in Gwinnett County. Contacted Gwinnett County Police, contacted Gwinnett County Sheriff, had them go to the hotel and show photos, and at first, nothing. No one had seen any. No one had saw her. She was still basically a ghost. However, just on a hunch, I contacted the hotel itself and spoke with the manager and asked them to run the cell phone number that I had for my suspect against all of the people that had registered in that hotel over the past 48 hours. And just by pure dumb luck, my offender registered using the same cell phone number and was still a registered tenant in the hotel. They contacted Gwinnett County back. Gwinnett County came back to the hotel, knocked on his room, and she answered the door. And when she realized that she was safe, the outpouring that happened in the backseat of my car on the way home from Atlanta, or from Griffin, where we met Gwinnett County, was unnerving and unbelievable all at the same time, the story that she told of what had taken place to her.
This is the one that you always say, I do all the others this way because of the one time it might be.
Right.
And I know Corey will say the same thing. There was no way I could go home that Friday night knowing once we had tracked it, up to Atlanta, to the airport exits, the hotels in that area, there was no way I wasn't going up there that night.
The offender is, he's currently a resident of Gwinnett County in an 8x10 cell, facing 4 counts of human sex trafficking related to that incident. He's also pending litigation here. He was charged locally here. I charged him locally here with enticing a child for indecent purposes. I've been in law enforcement for almost 19 years, and this is probably one of the more rewarding cases that I've ever worked. It's not every day that you get to save somebody's life.